Well, it's week 29 since I turned 49, almost rhymes. And I said, do I do this thing where I chat to everybody most weeks about what they do and what makes them tick and what's interesting in their life. And so this week I'm chatting to a guy that's really defined on what his hobbies are. It's listed right there, his social media. And I like what his hobbies are. So I wanted to find out more about his hobbies and what he does. And so I've gone and met with him and chatted to him just before. People sometimes say to me, "Oh, you must know a lot of people. It makes it easier for you to do this." I mean, yes, I do know a lot of people, but that's not what I'm connecting. Some of the people I'm connecting here, I know or I've known a long time. Sometimes I'm connecting with people I don't know well at all, including this guy. I don't know his name. I do not know his name. It's not on his social media, and it didn't stop me from reaching out and going, "Hey, mate, I'd love to find out more about your hobbies and what you do." And he said, sure, it was just that easy. So today we're going to sit and talk to a guy about his hobbies. This is McAdventures. So I've got you here today because I love the tagline in your Instagram, which is probably your main social media. You've got lots of social media going on.
I have a little bit, yeah.
But I love is it beer, barbecue, bikes?
Yeah, that's it.
And while I don't know a lot about any of them independently, together they just sound like a party.
Yeah, exactly right. It just rhymed like BBB, just worked out.
Now, before we get into them, because I really want to chat to you about them, but let's start with where I always start with people is, what do you do?
Yeah, it's a great question. I work at Ladbrokes and Eds, or Entain is the company. So I'm in data and analytics there.
Awesome.
I run a pretty large team, which is cool.
And I know what's Ladbrokes do?
Yeah, it's a wagering company. So online wagering is what we primarily focus on in Australia, and we've got some brands in New Zealand now as well, which is awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty much a bookmaker online for the most part.
And for sports, or do you do, you bet on political outcomes? And
yeah, you definitely can. The US elections are hot topics, so
right.
that was definitely one on there. But racing is the bread and butter. So.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And we're sitting down here in Deception Bay today. Why are we in Deception Bay?
This is where I live. Beautiful place. Recently moved out here. Bought our first home, which is wonderful.
Awesome.
So nice. Couple of minutes from the waterfront.
It's a lovely spot down here. I get to run along the front occasionally, and the paths down here are just amazing.
Yeah.
I follow you on Instagram, and I'm not even sure how I came to follow you.
Well, I got that. I can throw you a spanner here.
Right, let's go.
Yeah, beauty. So we were once at Sandgate Park Run. I reckon this is probably 2020, 2021.
Right.
I walked up and I didn't remember your name, but I recognized your face because I grew up with Steve Woolley in my teenage years.
Right.
And I remember you were commenting on their podcast for a little while. And yeah, I walked up to you and I was saying a name, but you were looking at me blankly because I wasn't actually saying your name for a while.
Right.
And that's where it was. From there,
There we go. And so ever since then, I've been able to follow the journeys of, lots of barbecue meat. What do you call that? It's not cooking. Is it smoking, or does it all fall under barbecue?
Yeah, barbecuing is what we just call it.
Right.
That's it.
So tell me what your involvement is with, let's start with the barbecuing and the meat.
Yeah, easy. So I just have a good time really on Instagram. That's it. It started off, I got my first Weber kettle and I was like, cool, I'm going to try and smoke some meat in here. I did a class a couple of years back and figured out you can do a lot with the Weber kettle at that time. And then from there, I was like, well, I'm going to start posting it just for fun. And then people start commenting and giving you hints and tips. And you just learn from there. It just goes bananas because everybody has a different way of doing something. And then, yes, here we are now. I'm cooking in the Weber and the Steak and Beer Australia barbecue and yeah, having a good time.
And it gets to take you places. I see you're posting from places where lots of barbecue people turn up and, make quite the day of it.
Yeah, that's it. So we actually started that. It was maybe last year. It was a couple of us. And they're all on my shirt actually at the moment. If you can see, you got myself, we got Sam, we got Chris, and we got Ollie. We're all just having a chat online and we're like, you know what? There's a lot of people in Brisbane who are doing this outside of the big festivals, which is Meat Stock, which we can touch on later. We don't really meet up. So we decided all to meet up at Barbecue Mafia around September last year. And then from there, we're just hanging out all the time now.
Yeah, awesome. And it's juicy looking meat where there's these layers of color in this and juicy. What is it that's different about what you guys do than, somebody like me putting, steak on the barbecues?
Nothing different realistically. And that's the beauty of it. I think that's sort of what I get a kick out of on my page is you don't need all these fancy technologies, fancy tools. It's just a little bit of technique and you can just make this banger meal.
Right. So it looks different.
Yeah. But it's not different. I promise you that. Couple of little things here and there, a bit of fire management for myself. And yeah, that's about it.
And what's what's some of your favourite meats?
It's a very good question. I mean, everybody loves brisket. Everybody loves pulled pork. I say everybody, most people love those items. I think lamb is just underrated. Australian lamb is just absolutely beautiful. So if it's pulled lamb, if it's just your lamb chops or something like that, yeah, just can't live without it. Hey,
Yeah, awesome. And does it get into sausages, or is that a...
yeah, sausages is like a niche of a niche. So there's probably 2 sausage masters around here that make some really good sausages. Big Bad Small Goods and Fig and Rooster, the one on my shirt, he's given it a crack lately. They're awesome at sausages, but I'm not ready to go down that road yet.
Let's touch on, you mentioned meat stocks. I mentioned
Yeah.
that before I wander away from barbecue.
Yeah, cool. So Meat Stock's Australia's biggest barbecue and country music festival.
Right.
So they travel around, they do a fair bit now. They go past Australia, but we've got one at Toowoomba. There's one at, I think it's at Bendigo now. There's one in Sydney. They then do Auckland and Brazil now as well.
Yeah, okay. And is that for people like you to turn up to, or is it people like me to turn up to and, just gorge on this?
Yeah, it's a good mix of both, right?
Yeah,
So
okay.
they've got food trucks, they've got obviously music and things like that going, usually over 3 or so days. They have stuff running throughout the whole time, bull riding. They've got Australia's Strongest, the big weightlifters, all going along doing events over the 3 days. You just buy your tickets as a punter and off you go. Have a good time.
Yeah, awesome.
That's usually what I go and do. This year I did a little cook with Jackalope for a demo just for about a couple of hours. But yeah, other than that, it's for anyone to go along to.
And one of the, I see in your videos that you sometimes, what's the clawy thing you're holding onto? What's it called?
Yeah, that's the bear claw.
It's called the bear claw.
That's
And what's
it.
it do?
So that's to hold on to the meat realistically.
Right,
So
okay.
I can either shred the meat with that one, or I can hold on to the meat while I'm slicing it without really burning my fingers. If I need to get a good grip, obviously it stabs right in.
Yeah, awesome.
And obviously it's also a very good microphone holder.
Which is why I see it in your videos, is you got it clipped onto your microphone clipped onto it. Beer. Let's move on to that one. Your second B.
Yes, that's it.
Tell me what your involvement with beer is.
It really likes it when I drink it. That's my involvement with beer, realistically. So I used to sort of just pop along to craft breweries where I was living closer to the city a little while ago. They were everywhere.
Yep.
Had like Hodfellows, All In, Aether, all sort of within a small area of each other. And that's really all it was. I just like to drink beer. So.
And in a little bit more about the third thing than the first two bikes.
Yes.
You've got one?
Yeah, definitely. I ride a Harley. So
Yeah,
2020 Softail Street Bob.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. I only ride it to work at the moment though, but it's still all right.
Is it your first bike?
No, it's not. I've been riding for maybe 12 years, give or take. It's my third bike along the line. So
First Harley?
my first Harley, that's it. And so I've always wanted a Harley. I grew up with my uncles having Harleys and cousins, etc. So that's what I wanted.
One of my team at work rocked up to work the other day on a brand new Breakout. And there's a bit of admiration going on with that.
It's beautiful, hey? Beautiful.
So what next for you in the barbecue world?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I've been doing a lot of events down at JK Barbecue and Outdoor down in Loganholme lately.
Okay.
Just free events, casual, people come along and have a good time. I'm planning on doing some beginners classes there as well. That's sort of where I want to go next, is get a lot more into classes and demonstrations. So I've done a few demos, as I said, at Meat Stock, the Australian Brisket Board. I've done a demo there at their birthday recently, and then JK, we've done a couple. But I just get a kick again out of teaching people that what they do is not that different to what I do. It's just a couple of little techniques here and there, and then of course some really good seasonings, and off you go.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, that's the next plan.
And if somebody wants in this area locally, we're sitting down here at Deception Bay, and a lot of the people I know are around this, northern suburbs area. Where can they go and get some of this, great barbecue foods? Where's some of the, commercial operators that are doing it?
Yeah, definitely. So here, this far north of Brisbane, Old School Barbecue at Deception Bay, like I wouldn't pass it up.
Okay.
They do some great stuff. Their loaded fries are absolutely wonderful and would feed 2 people, or one of me could feed 3 people as well even. But yeah, their brisket is usually absolutely spot on. Their pork's spot on as well.
Yep.
You got Smoke and Butts and Rats at Redcliffe.
Yes.
They're very popular. They've got probably one of the biggest catering setups for going out to places and doing stuff. So definitely ones to hit up. But if we're heading towards the city, places like Barbecue Mafia and Bare Knuckles Barbecue are more my favourites. So
Right. Whereabouts are they?
Barbecue Mafia is at Cooperoo.
Okay.
Bare Knuckles is at Salisbury, and they also have one at Carina now, I think it is.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, but there's plenty. Give it a Google. There's so many around.
Thank you very much for chatting with me today.
No, thanks for coming down.
I grew up always in awe of the Honda Golden.
Yeah, nice tour. Jump on that, go to the other side of Australia, put the radio on,
Yeah.
cup holder, off you go.
Imagine if they legalised corn.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
That'd be fun.
They're
wouldn't it?
pretty
Just-
cool.
Actually, while we were sitting there and doing the video, I said to myself, I don't know your name. And I'm actually going to talk about that, how that's not it should be a blockage for people that want to reach out to people for, not just this type of stuff, but, in business or to ask a question or ask help. You can skip past that bit, or don't let it be a block that you don't know someone's name. And I still don't know his name. And he liked that idea. So it was great talking with him, and he's a man of mystery, but there is no mystery about what this guy likes when it comes to hobbies. And I hope to share some barbecue meat with this guy soon.